Hello, everyone. My name is Grayson Conan. Today, I will be talking about the jobs of commercial fishing and aquaculture and exactly how does this industry affect humans and our natural environment today. So, it may not affect you or your family, but it does have a massive impact on millions of people around the world. Commercial fishing and aquaculture and what is brought along with it affects not only ourselves or animals, but different groups of people and ecosystems around the world as well, in ways such as the overall income, personal safety and well-being, and environmental impact in ecosystems and specific animal species are all affected by commercial fishing and aquaculture. But exactly what is commercial fishing and aquaculture? Commercial fishing is the harvesting or catching of fish from the ocean, rivers, or any certain body of water around the world and selling the meat for commercial purposes. Aquaculture, on the other hand, is the controlled cultivation of breeding of specific species of fish and or oceanic wildlife for the purpose of selling and distributing fish meat. So exactly what are the economic and financial implications of commercial fishing and agriculture around the world? 59.5 million jobs worldwide are within this industry. So as you can see, the jobs on the far right diagram have gone up from 1995, aquaculture specifically, from 10 million to around 20 million, and from 1995 to now, 30 million to around 40 million for commercial fishing. This increase in the industry has been from 60% from 1995. So this is a very growing and important industry within economies worldwide, according to Hannah Ritchie and Max Roser, according to our World in Data. So what exactly are the impacts on our human health from commercial fishing and agriculture? Many people around the world rely on fish as a source of food and or protein. More than 3 billion people worldwide rely on wild-caught and farmed seafood as a significant source of animal protein. And as the largest traded food commodity in the world, seafood provides sustenance to billions of people worldwide, according to World Wildlife Fund. So exactly how does commercial fishing and agriculture affect ecosystems and population size of certain wildlife? Fish not only feed us as humans, but feed other animals in the world today as well. Fish populations have specific impacts on ecosystems and if their overall size of population fluctuates. So means of commercial fishing also have an impact on how ecosystems shift in the wild as well. So exactly what is commercial fishing and agriculture, and why is it so important for us to understand this? How does the rate at which we are commercial fishing negatively impact people's livelihood? The level of overfishing has increased in recent decades, and now the number of overfished stocks is now 3 times higher than what it was in 1970. The United Nations Food and Organizational Agriculture monitors over 500 fish stocks around the globe, and in 2022, it is estimated that over 35% of these fish stocks were overfished. Overfishing is also a concern for the wildlife and marine environment and is one of the many major causes of the loss of ocean biodiversity. If overfishing is kept up, this will cause massive losses in overall jobs, wage, and income and support for many families across the world. If we do not lower these rates of exploitation, a study shows that we may lose all potentially edible seafood by 2048, according to the World Counts. So we must preserve our ecosystems and limit at the rate that we are fishing. So the difference in aquaculture, raised fish and wild-caught fish, and exactly what is the impact on overall health and well-being from commercial fish, which we see natural fish being brought in and sold to us. Aquaculture is farm-raised fish. So there are many differences within natural fish and aquaculture-raised fish, but the main difference is the parasites and other diseases that are found within salmon farms. This is according to Mr. Volpe of the University of Victoria. And he has studied what happens when fish escape from salmon farms and start to compete with wild populations. So the escape of Atlantic salmon from aquaculture facilities can result in both negative genetic and ecological interactions with wild populations. So not only are the aquaculture farm-raised fish bad for us as just eating them as a whole, but now they are escaping into the natural environment and causing genetical differences between naturally caught fish that we have been eating, and these are being changed as well. And also, some fish that we are eating and buying and that is being caught is not really what it's stated as. Illegal and unreported and unregulated fishing, in other words, poaching, is estimated to account for 20 to 30% of the global catch around the world. This is according to the world's counts. So how does commercial fishing and aquaculture hurt certain species and ecosystems? Well, commercial fishing is one of the most important human impacts on the marine benthic environment. And one such impact is the disturbance of benthic habitats as fishing gear, trawls, and dredges are dragged across the seafloor. This is quoted from EBSCO-Host on an article from Mr. Thrush. So when too many fish are taken out of the ocean, it creates an imbalance that can erode the food web and lead to loss of other important marine life, including vulnerable species like sea turtles or corals. The average amount of seafood taken from the world every year is around 200 million tons. And when too many fish are taken out of the ocean, it creates this massive imbalance that we are now seeing. And the ways of commercial fishing, such as dredging and bottom trawling, are ripping up these natural environments for fish and turtles and predators, which is creating this massive imbalance because there is no home and for predators to ambush or prey to hide. So it is causing this massive imbalance that I've stated. So what are some possible solutions to these problems created by commercial fishing and agriculture, and exactly what can we do? So what we can do is directly look at what we are buying in stores and markets today. So we must purchase sustainably caught fish and relay this message to family members such as mom or dad. So limiting fish to sustainable levels can be seen around the world, but this is a very high motor job that must be regulated and managed if we are to keep our ecosystems intact. So avoid agriculture raised and farm raised fish by seeking out blue label packaged items by the Marine Stewardship Council, as you can see here on the right. Pay the higher price for higher quality fish. It's beneficial for you and your body. Buy reputable products and avoid certain aspects of commercial fishing as well. Commercial fishing, such as dredging and bottom trawling, rip up these homes and ecosystems that I mentioned in the past slide. And what we must do as well is invest more money in fish farm and management. As I stated, Professor Volpe from the University of Victoria has studied these fish in aquaculture and farm-raised pens for years and has noticed the difference in meat and quality of fish from the aquaculture to naturally raised fish. So do yourself a favor and invest more money in fish management and ultimately limit the rate at which we are fishing and catching. Limiting this catch also can hurt and help specific species like shark and turtles, etc., but more so help because it allows for populations to stay within their natural habitat and ecosystems. It might not affect you, but it affects more people, animals, and our natural world than you would ever know. So it is important that we limit our commercial fishing rate and our over exploitations of waters around the world, limit our production of farm-raised fish, and this will ultimately protect our ecosystems and our world today. Here are my works cited. Here are my works cited peer-reviewed. Thank you.